MKBHD, one of my favorite YouTubers and the king of tech reviews, just launched a new app called Panel, but people are hating on it. Now for only a week, the app has one of the lowest reviews on App Store ever. What's happening here? To understand this, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of the creator economy. Content creators have been searching for ways to monetize their work beyond traditional advertising revenue. This had led to a boom in creator-driven products and services, such as Patreon, Substack, and many more. But here's the thing. Not all of these ventures are created equal, and not all of these resonate with the audience that made these creators popular in the first place. Let's start with MKBHD, also known as Marquise Brownlee. He's one of the most respected and beloved tech reviewers on YouTube, has almost 20 million subscribers, and known for his in-depth analysis and high production value videos. MKBHD has built a reputation for being honest, thorough, and critical when necessary. His audience trusts him to give unbiased opinions on tech products. So when he announced the launch of his wallpaper app, Panels, many of his fans were excited. After all, MKBHD is known for his aesthetic sensibility, and people have often asked where he gets his wallpapers. Seems a pretty organic transition. The app offers curated wallpapers for your iPhones. Sounds interesting, right? Well, here's where things start to get weird. Panel has two tiers, a free version and a paid version called Panel Plus. The paid version costs either $1.99 per month or $50 annually. That's where the controversy and criticism started. Many fans felt that the pricing was excessive for a wallpaper app. Some point out that it's the same monthly rate as Spotify. Others were upset about the data collection practices and ad-heavy free version. But here's the real issue. Many fans felt that the app went against the very principle that MKBHD promotes in his videos. He's often critical of overpriced tech products and services that don't provide enough value. Now, in the eyes of many fans, he was doing the exact same thing. One user wrote, "In saying how the biggest tech reviewers, who is all about value and advocating for good qualities, releases the cash grab app with a laughable UI design full of ads with mediocre wallpapers." What made the whole thing even worse is not long after the launch of the app, there are fans upload the entire collection of wallpaper for free on Google Drive, made the Panel app, especially the paid subscription, completely meaningless. This backlash forced Marquise to respond. He acknowledged the feedback and promised to make change, including fixed data disclosure issues and dialing back ad frequency in the free version. The incident highlighted a growing disconnect between content creators and their audience. This whole thing reminds me of a very similar case happened not long ago. The Watcher channel controversy. Watcher is a YouTube channel created by Shane Madaj, Ryan Bergara, and Steven Lim. These guys were previously known for their work on popular BuzzFeed series like Unsolved and Worth It. They left BuzzFeed to start their own show, with the goal of creating high-quality television caliber content for the internet. Their channel has been hugely successful, with nearly 3 million subscribers and video regularly hitting over 1 million views. But recently, they made an announcement that shocked their fan base. In a video titled "Goodbye YouTube," the Watcher team announced they were moving most of their content behind a paywall on their own streaming platform, Watcher.tv. The service will cost $5.99 per month or $59.99 annually. They framed this move as necessary to create the high-quality content they wanted to make without being beholden to advertisers. Now, on the surface, this might not seem too different from other creators launching their own platforms or patrons, but there's a crucial difference here. Most creators who launch paid platforms do so to offer additional content, behind-the-scenes materials, or early access. The Watcher team, on the other hand, was essentially taking their existing content, the stuff that were previously free on YouTube, and putting it behind a paywall. The backlash was immediate and intense. Fans felt betrayed. They had supported Watcher from the beginning, helping them building their company through Patreon subscriptions merchandise purchases, and viewership. In fact, Watcher already had a successful Patreon with over 12,000 members. Many fans couldn't understand why this wasn't enough. Both the MKBHD and the Watcher situation highlights a fundamental misunderstanding between creators and their audience. When fans support the creators through platforms like Patreon, they're not just paying for content, they're buying into a relationship, a community, and oftentimes a set of shared values. Watcher have positioned themselves as the antithesis of corporate content farms like BuzzFeed. They talked about fair pay, creative freedom, and focus on quality over quantity. Their fans bought into the vision. So when Watcher announced this new paid platform, it felt to many fans like a betrayal of these values. It seems like they were prioritizing profit over the community they built. One fan commented, "We didn't ask for high quality production. We actually like it back in the old days when it wasn't as highly produced." This gets to the heart of the issue. Both MKBHD and Watcher made the mistake of assuming they knew what their audience wanted. They thought their fans would be willing to pay for what they saw as added value: curated wallpaper in MKBHD's case, and television quality content for Watcher. But in both cases, they misjudged. Their audience weren't asking for these things. They were happy with the content they were already getting for free on YouTube. So what can we learn from these controversies? First, there's a lesson here about the delicate balance between monetization and audience trust. Content creators need to make money, of course, but they need to be careful not to alienate the very people who made them successful in the first place. Second, these cases highlight the importance of understanding your audience. What do they really value about your content? Is it the high production quality, the personality, or the community? Understanding this is crucial before launching any new ventures. There are plenty of examples of creators who have successfully launched products or services. But the key is that these offerings align with what their audience already value about them. Finally, these controversies remind us of the power of transparency and communication. Both MKBHD and Watcher faced backlash, in part because their audience felt blindsided by these moves. To their credit, both MKBHD and Watcher responded to the criticism and made changes. MKBHD promised to adjust the app's data collection practice and ad frequency. Watcher walked back their plan, announcing that content will still be available on YouTube for free, just delayed compared to their platform. This response showed that relationship between creators and their audience isn't one-way street. It's a dialogue, and sometimes creators need to be willing to admit when they made misstep. The creator economy is still evolving. As the traditional advertising becomes less reliable, creators will continue to look for new ways to monetize their work. But these controversies serve as a reminder that not all monetization strategies are created equal. Creators need to remember that their success is built on the trust and support of their audience. Any new ventures need to align with the value, persona, and expectations they've already established.